Young Junk. We're going to do so good. We're going to do so good.
We got this.
Okay. You go.
What's up to all our fellow sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? Thank you for tuning in to one of the longest running pop culture and comic book podcasts in the world. CultPop Podcast Live, episode 122.
If you're new here, welcome. This is a place where we talk about comics and movies and TV, the deepest depths of the human condition, and all the other things that scratch your dirty, nerdy little itches.
Tonight we're broadcasting to you from Young Junk HQ.
Young Junk!
That was a good one. A bomb-ass podcast studio in Philadelphia, PA.
I'm your host, Johnny Destructo of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127. It's a rad-ass comic shop that caters to rad-ass folks of all rad-ass shapes, sizes, genders, emotional conditions.
Yeah.
So
I've gone in there in all different types of emotional conditions.
Every time she shows up.
Different one every time.
And I still sell to her because I'm a goddamn saint.
It's true.
Tonight, we're joined by Yoda. He doesn't have a lot to say.
So funny.
Yeah.
He's a riot.
He gets me.
He gets it.
Oh, and also Alice.
Hi.
From your second favorite podcast.
The other greatest podcast on the planet, Inside the Morgue, which I co-host with Jess. And you can watch this week. I think this week we're playing Morbid Curiosity with, last but not least, Dylan, our expert producer.
Ew.
Dylan, if the people watching or listening want to know more about Young Junk HQ and the space and the services, where can they inquire?
All you got to do is send me a little old email. You can find that email at the bottom of your screen, dylan@youngjunk.com.
This is a new table. Is it still down here?
Yeah, you got still down there.
Still goes down here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great job.
Great. Nice.
Anyway, shoot me an email if you're curious about starting a podcast, and I will help you every step along the way.
He does.
Aww.
He truly does.
He really does. Tonight, we're going to go through our first artist spotlight of sorts and talk about the work of writer-artist Zoe Thorogood, specifically only two of her books. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth and / Back to School.
But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we've been up to and maybe some listener email and comments.
A gentle reminder before we get all up in it. If you're here live, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you're watching this later, do it also. You don't have to be here live in order to do those things.
Yeah, do it all.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend to do it also.
Yeah.
So we love a little back and forth, so pipe up in the chat. And speaking of emails,
We got letters.
we got lots and lots
And
and
lots
lots
and lots of
letters.
Yay!
Yoda left me hanging.
This is from Pink Apocalypse, longtime friend, lover of the show. I don't think she loves the show, but she is a lover of the show. Does that make sense? You get it.
I get it.
We used to go to the theater a few times a year, but every experience is bad time after time. Like the Cyndi Lauper, right? Like the Cyndi Lauper song. The worst was when my husband and I were sitting in the center, X and Y axis both, the sweet spot.
Oh my
it really
God.
is.
I love the picture
Center of the
painting.
center.
Yeah.
A man and his little boy were sitting together a couple of rows in front of us to the left. Despite our close proximity, we couldn't hear them. During the movie, a boomer stood up, turned around, and yelled down at the father-son duo, "Children should be seen and not heard." Then he sat back down.
Being boom.
The father
Not heard.
the father leaned forward and whispered something in the boomer's ear, and the boomer muttered something back. The father then wrapped his arm around the boomer's neck and stood up, dragging the boomer up and bending him backward over the seat.
What?
The boomer pulled free, then spun around and slung his 55-gallon drum of soda at the father, but the liquid inside flew out and hit the child square in the face, who started crying. Melee ensues. We lose like 10 minutes of the movie getting the situation under control. Literally every time since then has been teenagers that just got louder when shushed, indifferent young men who ignore you asking them to stop lighting up the theater with their phone, and a fuck you from a man asked to stop talking on his phone during Brave New World, another bland, forgettable Marvel entry that doesn't need help being worse. Since the pandemic, with people becoming unhinged with main character syndrome, businesses have put up clear signs indicating that they will not tolerate abuse against staff. But the theater seems to be the perfect environment for unregulated, consequence-free behavior. We've given up and stopped going. Even the golden atheist hours, Sunday before noon, aren't safe anymore. Anyway, /rant. Thank you so much. That is one of the best emails we've ever gotten. I was at
the twists and the turns.
Dylan sold me this whole seat, but I only needed the edge. That was crazy.
I can discount it.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it's only the edge.
The edge discount. Yeah. I love it when he edges me. So that's insane. I've never seen anything like that other than like maybe on TikTok or something. Like people are filming something. I've never been a party to it in real life. God,
I don't know how I'd react. That is crazy.
The poor kid.
I know. God.
The father leaned forward, whispered, and then pulled
chokehold,
dragged him. That's amazing.
Soda goes flying. Oh my God.
Anyway, so I totally understand, Pink. For anyone who's new here, Noel generally tells us, I don't know, maybe not once a week, once a month, about an experience that he has had going to a physical theater and just the dipshittery that occurs from just like mild inconvenience to just enraging.
Yeah.
But he has yet to be in an actual slobber knocker, against somebody. So hopefully he won't be. God damn. Wouldn't it be funny if that was Noel?
I was trying to come up with a joke
Noel
where one of these people was Noel. Noel was the child.
Yeah.
Noel was the child.
So anyway, thanks for writing in. If anybody else out there has any good stories about going to the theatre, email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. That's it. We did that portion of the show wherein we read an email. I think we're killing it.
Crushing it. What about you, Yoda?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. It's a new perspective.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Now we talk about the show where we discuss what's popping for this week. And I asked my friends and co-hosts, what's popping? And we have a bit of a surprise this week. We'll get to it in a minute. Alice, what was popping for you?
I finished Daredevil. Born Again.
Oh, okay.
On Disney Plus.
Had you seen Daredevil Netflix?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Go on.
I was a huge fan of Daredevil Netflix. And I was excited when Daredevil Born Again was coming back, and I still liked it when it first started, like the first few episodes. But
it's good.
When you guys were talking about it, I think Noel said it felt like more of a procedural, like a legal procedural. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that side of Matt Murdock's character. But man, around episode 6 or 5 or 6, things take it, maybe even 3 I think actually takes a turn, and I was like, oh my God, and I was sucked back in, and it was a full obsession again. I'm very excited about it. I watched the new episode as soon as it came out at 9:00 last night. Coast and I watched it because we were both so excited, and the finale left us like a little bit wanting, but I'm like hoping we get
wanting in a good way of like, I wish there was more.
Yes.
Or like,
could
have been better.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was well done, but more like I think Costa said it in that way where it was like he wanted a little bit more from it. And I'm like, I'm hoping this means they're making more of this kind of Daredevil again, like making more of this content. So I was satisfied. I really enjoyed it.
So Sushan and I have been watching it, but we've also been moving our home for the past 2 weeks. So
an endeavor.
We've been really behind. So I want to say we're just finished maybe episode 4 or 5. Yeah. So the show is good.
Yeah.
But it's not great. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think, and also it may be a bit of rose-colored glasses.
Because he literally wears red glasses.
Get it?
Yeah, everyone.
But like, I feel like that show was great. The original Netflix Daredevil was great. But there are some people who have been like, I feel like you may be forgetting some things. Like there's a bit of a lull here and this thing over here and stuff like that. Yeah. But in my 2020 vision, oh God, my hindsight, sorry, Matt, is very, very good. And this is just fine. This is just good, not great.
Costa has been every week. I think he checks the Rotten Tomatoes score
of the episode
of the series overall.
Oh, I see.
And it went from like 70 in the beginning, and then after like a big episode that happened, it went up to an 80, and after the most recent, it's 88% right now.
No kidding.
So it I feel like a lot of people felt the way that we both felt about the beginning, and then it was whoop, went back up. So I enjoy it a lot. Some people might give me hate on the internet for that, but I liked it.
And the only reason I think, it's a sticking point for me personally. I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, but I love that it's more procedural.
Yeah.
I love that we're getting more Matt Murdock doing lawyer shit. But I also really miss the charm of Foggy and Karen.
Yeah.
And this new B cast is kind of fine. I don't really care about any of them. So that's kind of my sticking point. I love the new direction and new vibes. It's just the secondary characters just aren't as engaging to me or as charming or lovable as the first pair.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I'm hoping we will. Not hoping. We've been told that we will be seeing more of them in season 2.
Okay, yeah.
Because this original first season was supposed to be 18 episodes.
Oh, really?
And so now it's been trimmed to 9 episodes. So it feels like maybe it's the second season is going to be more of just the last part of the first season. So we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as your concerns about needing more at the end.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense now. Yeah.
Bummer, got spoiled a major scene.
You're telling me that on the way here. That sucks.
Yeah. In Twitter, someone had posted a GIF, and I wasn't sure it was real because it's so violent and graphic that I was like, that doesn't seem like something that A, would be on a superhero show, or B, be on the Disney network, Disney Plus. So I was like, maybe this is just a fake thing.
No, it gets violent. It gets real
God
violent.
damn. Because the Netflix had some violence where you're just like, ooh, geez. But this was horror movie violence. Yeah. So I was really surprised. So I'm really excited to finish it. Yeah.
Really excited to see some of that gore.
A sick bastard.
Yes.
Dylan, have you been watching any of the Devils?
I have not. I
Why?
do not have Disney Plus.
Well, what about the Netflix
The
show?
Netflix one? No, I never checked it out. I don't know.
Not hearing any good excuses.
Have you at least watched the fantastic 2003
yes.
movie Daredevil? Okay, great.
Of course I have.
Oh, okay. You've seen the good one. Great.
Yeah.
You've seen the only
The
good
good
Daredevil,
one.
which was
Rage Bait.
the Ben Affleck John. So okay.
I was listening to that soundtrack today on my drive home.
I was gonna say
lying. It's so new metal and
Yes.
dad rock, and I'm just I love Nickelback's on there, and I'm like, hell yeah.
There's a scene in that movie where it's doing a establishing shot of Fisk Tower, and Fisk is in the window, and there's a song called Dirty Dog or something like that. Do you remember who that's by?
Oh my god.
The song is so bad that it feels like a joke.
I'm gonna
do some Googling?
I'm gonna Google it. What have you been up to?
My Poppins?
What
was my Poppins? Oh, my Poppins was, we here on the show, at least 2 of it. Noel listens to it too, right? He loves it.
Oh yeah, Noel's the one who got me into it.
He got both of us.
Yeah.
Is another podcast called Going Rogue by Tansy Gardam, who is just delightful. I love her so much. Her voice, her accent, she's endlessly engaging, and she does deep dives into different troubled films or other sorts of stories in the entertainment industry. So it's called Going Rogue because it was originally about the Rogue One movie, the Star Wars film, and sort of the trials and tribulations that it had to go through in order to get to the big screen at your theater. And then she did Going Solo, which is a similar multi-part podcast season, but about Solo, the Star Wars film. And then I believe she's also done the Pirates of the, is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
I think it depends. She actually talks about this.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't listen to that part yet.
She says, I forget how she says it, but she addresses it, and she's like, no, I'm not going to say it the other way because of my accent, and it sounds ridiculous when I say it that way.
She's adorable.
I think I say Caribbean.
Yeah. Knights of the Caribbean. But if I say the place, the Caribbean.
Yeah, exactly.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So weird. Anyway, the cool thing is that it's really just her. She scripted it out, she's typed it out ahead of time clearly, but she reads it in such a way that sounds completely naturalistic. It doesn't sound like she's reading a thing. It sounds like she's just talking to you about a thing that she is extremely knowledgeable about. But she's pulling out so many facts and figures and numbers and stuff that clearly she's looking at notes.
Right.
But the one that I just finished right now is a season of hers from 2023 called Striking Out. And it's about the 2007-2008 writer's strike that happened in Hollywood for the WGA. And it starts with a two-parter on 007's Quantum of Solace.
Yep.
That is, it feels like it's barely even about the writer's strike. It's just about Quantum of Solace.
She tells it so well.
Yeah.
And she's such a fan of those movies that it's so hard to not like get sucked into her telling about it. It's so fun.
Yeah. She's just...
Or Casino Royale is
good.
the one that she's like a big fan of.
She loves Casino
I think
Royale.
That's what she was, she
but
was off on that
Casino Royale is so good that it bleeds over a little bit into Quantum of Solace for her. So, I highly recommend Going Rogue. It's basic. You can find it on any podcast streamer. It's called Going Rogue, but then there's different seasons. Yeah. She's awesome.
She's
so good.
I could listen to her talk about anything.
Yeah.
Anything and everything.
That's like, I had no interest in learning about the writer's strike, but because I was running out of episodes from her show to listen to, I was like, well, all right, I guess I'll do that. Oh, that's what got me to listen to this particular season was she did an episode on, the Joss Whedon John from that time, Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog.
Yes.
That's what got me
That's
to
a good
do it.
episode.
Which is the last episode of that
last
season.
one of it,
But I just wanted to hear that whole story. And I was like, I'll go back to the beginning and listen to the whole thing. So
I
so good.
fell into it in this similar way. She had an episode about America's Next Top Model
Yeah.
in the writer's strike. And I used to watch that as a teen. It's awful. Don't watch it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But I was like,
Mark it off my list.
that was like a guilty pleasure reality show. I was like, I'll listen to this. And then I realized it was like mid-season of her writer's strike episodes. So I was like, let me go back. And it was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So well done.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Tansy Gardem. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, JD.
For our listeners and viewers, the surprise is Dylan has a Poppins for us this
I
week.
got a Poppins.
What's poppin'?
Yeah, and I think it's something that the listeners and the two of you might find interesting. I may have mentioned it already, but I've been doing a lot more reading in the year of 2025. Yes, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. We had gifted him a Hooked on Phonics workbook. I feel like it's done some.
It's doing wonders.
Yeah, it's doing some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Go on.
Anyway, I am reading a wonderfully dorky ass sci-fi book, and it's awesome. I was at the bookstore Barnes and Noble. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I've heard of Noble.
Tell me.
Noble.
I've heard
yeah,
of Barnes.
Yeah, they've got together and they've been doing some work. Yeah,
That's crazy.
they've been saying
You
business.
know,
Teamed up.
I've been saying those two should meet.
Get together. Right?
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, and I was looking at the sci-fi section, and I just asked the person who worked there for a recommendation, and she handed me a book called Ancillary Justice. And I read all of that.
That sounds familiar.
You did tell me
And
about this.
I'm now on the second book called Ancillary Sword. It is a space opera, and the gist is that a spaceship, AI,
Ew.
has basically human components to it. So this imperial race essentially is taking over different planets and civilizing them, quote unquote.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And anybody that doesn't submit essentially gets taken to become what they call an ancillary.
Oh.
And they're
I think
basically
the White
put
House just
in,
tweeted something like that.
Yeah. It's it's funny how much sci-fi can speak to real life.
Yeah.
But and so any bodies that aren't essentially killed get put in suspension pods and then can basically be adapted to be part of the ship's AI. So they're just bodies that are essentially computers.
That sounds so
and
spooky.
It's sort of like a hive mind type thing for the ship. And the main character is a ancillary, or used to be at least. I mean, still technically is, but lost connection with the ship and everything else. Like the ship died and they're on their own.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
It's very cool. There's 3 books in it in the trilogy, and then I think there's 2 books within the same world outside of the trilogy, but I'm loving it. It's really good. It's by Anne Leckie,
Okay.
And it's won the Hugo Award, the Nebula Award, bunch of book
Wow.
awards and stuff. It's awesome.
Oh.
I am not a Trekkie by any means.
Me neither.
Oh, dang. I was
Yeah.
hoping you could answer this. It sounds like kind of like the
Call
Borg.
Brian.
Yes. So it's like a hive mind, like the Borg, kind of.
Yeah.
I
But then
know
being
of that.
separated from the Borg.
Yeah, but it's like it's all. I don't know if the Borg is like connected to a ship.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like the ship's AI.
Yeah.
And it's like connected to actual human bodies
Yeah.
who are no longer themselves that are now the ship's AI.
Oh, neat.
So instead of like a robot AI, it's like
Gotcha.
freaking like flesh and blood and
Gross.
yeah.
It sounds almost like a horror story.
Yeah.
some horror
The
elements.
way they described the procedure of taking a human body from the suspension pods and turning it into part of the ship sounded horrific.
Yeah.
The way they described it. But it is really good. It's really well written. Highly recommend. A lot
Nice.
of fun.
One more time.
Ancillary Justice is the
Okay.
first book. Ancillary Sword is the second one, and then Ancillary Mercy is the third one.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How big are they?
First one was about 488 pages.
About.
That's an average size.
Yeah, it's like it's a little. It's like not like a. It's like that.
He's over there going like this.
The second one's a little shorter. The second one's about 100 pages less.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna say 100 pages, and I was like, "That's like a novella." That is crazy.
But yeah, having a lot of fun in that world. The world
Nice.
building
Awesome.
is exquisite.
Look at you reading books.
I
could
love
be
when you can
reading
just get
books.
lost in the world of a book.
So,
Yeah.
oh man, this is such a sidetrack. But I was just talking to Ray, a friend of ours who also works at the shop, and Alice had lent Ray one of the Twilight novels, which is
Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun, which is the Twilight novel wherein you see Edward's point of view of the first book.
Yeah, that's the
did it.
one. You did
And
it.
not Bella. And so Ray, Ray, if you're listening, you know this. Ray was enjoying the book so much that work stopped being done at the shop. They were just reading this book, but it was also
He
really
gets ya.
it was really cute. Like part of me was like, oh, come on, man. But then the rest of me was like, oh, that's really cute though. Look at that person really enjoying a book. That's awesome. So they had just finished it and loved it.
Yeah, we were talking about it
Yeah.
before we came over here.
And
I was
wish
really
there was
excited
more,
They loved
I
it.
think,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. I
And-
would. Yeah,
But-
it's a good one.
And we were just talking about they sort of reignited their love of reading a physical book. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Ray, you work in a bookstore. You work like around you is
You're
physical
surrounded.
books with pictures, sure, but yeah, it was really a great conversation about physical. Is that? Are books physical media? It feels weird.
Absolutely.
It feels
Yeah.
weird to call a book physical media.
No, because
Yeah.
even there's audiobooks and there's like digital versions
Digital
of books.
versions.
Even
Yeah.
you've said yourself like how you've tried reading comics on like your iPad and stuff,
Yeah,
and it doesn't
it
hit
just
the
doesn't
same.
It
do
doesn't
the
hit the
same.
same.
Yeah,
No.
and like you know, even like in school when they're like, oh, there's like when I was in college, like, oh, you can find this book online. Like,
Yeah.
no, I would go to the library and actually like try to read it.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Yeah.
it's easier on the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
is.
yeah.
So and
Tedious.
so speaking of easier on the eyes, they were also like, and the text is so big.
Yeah,
I
it
really
is.
I really
It is.
felt like I was getting a lot of work done because there's less words on a page because the text is slightly bigger. So yeah, bravo and a shout out to Ray for reading like a physical book.
They messaged me when they started it,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Holy shit, Alice! I was up until 4 a.m. reading." And I was like, "Yes, they're in. I have
So
someone
cute.
to talk to about this."
And they've left it at the shop for me to read. So I'm next. Yeah, very exciting. All right.
I want to know
Oh.
how you feel about it. If
Oh, okay.
not like a huge Twilight.
Well, is it? But also,
You've read
don't-
them, though.
Yeah, don't forget, I've also read all the other
know.
Twilight novels. Well, not all of them. Not the body swapped one. The gender swap.
Oh, the gender swap. That's not no.
That's a whole different thing.
Don't worry about that one. We don't talk about that one.
Yeah. But, so I'm glad, Dylan. Thank you for sharing your poppins.
Yeah, I'm adding that
Thank
to
you
my
for letting
reading
me
list.
share.
Did you finish the second one yet, or you're in the middle?
I did not. I'm like in the beginning. Like
Oh,
I read
okay.
like 2 chapters of it so
Cool.
far. Yeah.
Awesome.
But
Keep us updated.
yeah,
Yeah.
cover art's really cool.
Is it
Very
a
pretty.
physical book?
It's a physical book.
Oh, nice.
You can touch it and everything.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the main gist of the show, wherein we talk about Zoe Thorogood's, like a part of her oeuvre. Like, I don't know. She's only doesn't have
Good
too
word.
many books, right? There's like Lonely at the Center of the Earth, Hack/Back to School, and then 2 more. And I'm trying to remember what the names are.
I was first introduced through It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth through
Is it
book
from my
club.
book club.
Through book club. I think it was one of the first. I think it was the second book club I was able to go to, and man, I loved this book. I still love this book. It's one of my top like graphic novels, comic books that I like recommend to people. I mean, it's heavy subject matter, but it's so cathartic and just so well done.
I'm going to bring up Goodreads to see if they can tell us which one. Let's see. Lonely at the Center of the Earth. So Zoe Thorogood is an English cartoonist. While studying video game art at university, Thorogood, I like that they just say university, not the university or
Yeah,
a university, just university.
Instead of at college, at university.
Uni.
Uni.
Yep.
In it. Thorogood began working as a freelance comic book artist. She achieved notoriety with her graphic novels The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott in 2020 from Avery Hill Publishing, and It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth from 2022 from Image Comics. This is a book. I don't remember why we picked it for book club for my store, but I'm so glad we did.
It's so good.
This book wound up being my favorite book of that year.
Yeah.
Everybody who came into the shop who I seemed like they might be mildly interested in it, I was like, you got to get it. You got to read it. Check it out. So I love It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. For anyone who doesn't know, I will say, like you said, it is dark mattered. Some suicidal ideation on page 1.
Yeah.
Like it literally starts
from the get-go.
with, I think, her wanting to off herself. I think she's maybe looking in a mirror and wanting to off herself. And so, well, I'll just read you the description. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth is an intimate and meta-narrative look into the life of a selfish artist who must create for her own survival. A poignant and original depiction of a young woman's struggle with mental health through the ups and downs of anxiety, depression, and imposter syndrome as she forges a promising career in sequential art and finds herself along the way. So basically the story opens up and she doesn't want to be here at all. And then she makes a deal with herself. You know what? I owe it to myself to maybe explore this and figure out maybe if there's reasons or things that I could do to combat it. That was a weird way of saying it. Combat it. Combat it. And I think she gives herself 6 months to like create a sequential comic book journal.
Yeah, and that's what we're reading. We're reading the 6 months journal
of her working her shit out.
Trying not to die by suicide.
So it immediately hooks me because it's incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah.
She presents herself in a very vulnerable way throughout the series. It is self-deprecating and
it's brave.
Brave. I love this book so much. And the cool thing about the art style is that it is hyper detailed at times and it changes styles throughout. So when you turn a page, you never know what sort of image is going to be waiting for you on the next page. And I find that to be very interesting and exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there were some bits where she's like, even like, I think her best friend is depicted as like a bird.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, and like nothing is mentioned about it. And like other people in the, like she's a person, but like other people that she interacts with are like different anthropomorphic characters. And never addressed. It's just like how they are.
I mean, she even interacts with other versions of herself.
Yes.
Right? So different aspects of her personality.
Oh my gosh.
She has full ass conversations with them and they exist as their own little characters.
Those were so good. Those parts were so good.
It's so good.
And I love there's a part that I particularly related to as someone who also has mental health issues. When she like visits her parents, I believe, visits her family, and she has like, when she's looking at them, there's like a meter over everybody's heads of like how much they're believing her like fake happiness and like
masking.
Masking, yeah, how much they're believing her masking, and like when she like starts to let it slip a little bit, it gets like dangerously low into the red, and then she like makes everything happy again, and it's so that like that hits so hard for me because I've literally been told by other people that like, oh, I never would have guessed you had anxiety. You're so happy all the time, and I'm like. I pretend very, very well.
And then they go, "Why are you doing Alice arms?"
What are those?
This makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I like that they know that they're Alice arms.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They are my arms. They're mine. But yeah, it was very relatable, which is also funny because that's a bit in her book when she's what was her other book? She talks about that she got the impending blindness of Billy Scott.
Yeah. Which I haven't read. It's been out. It was out of print when I was reading this one. So and then I finally was able to get into the store, and then they sold, and I still haven't able to read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. So
there's a bit in Lonely at the Center of the Earth where she's doing like a signing or something, or like interacting with people who've read it, and everybody who comes up to the stand is like, it was relatable. It was relatable. And she's like, why do people keep saying it was relatable? But Lonely at the Center of the Earth was relatable.
It was really relatable.
And I was like, I feel like a tool saying it now, but it was relatable.
Yeah.
There were certain parts of it that were relatable. Like,
I didn't realize that it wasn't until just now reading it. I did not realize that it was not meant for publication.
Oh, really?
Not originally intended for publication. It was written during a depressive period. Duh. Finally, she decided to share a few illustrations on the internet, which I've seen on her Instagram. She received messages from readers who identified with her work and her experience and felt that her work deserved to become a full-fledged book, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm so glad she put it out because, like you said, it is very brave. It's, you know, as an artist, I don't even like calling myself that. As an illustrator.
You are an artist. Shut up. You're an artist.
Thanks. It's
You're an artist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no! I broke the machine.
Our emotions broke the screen.
God damn it! So yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, as an artist, it's very difficult to put things out into the world, especially these days with the internet. Before the internet, you could just put stuff out, and then if you didn't hear about it in person, that was the end of it. But yeah.
Out there.
But now, as soon as you put anything on the internet, you are subject to every awful person's response.
Every kind of scrutiny.
Yeah. So
just speaking of which,
I
wasn't aware of this. I was talking to Ray at the shop, actually. Zoe Thorogood. She's going through a difficult time, terrible time right now. She lost her brother, and she's very vulnerable, posting about it on her social media through her art.
Yeah.
I guess people aren't being too kind about it. Some people.
That makes me sad.
I know.
Why would you just...
I haven't read the comments. I'm not going to read the comments, but hey, Ray, show Zoe Thorogood some love. You don't have to comment. Just go appreciate her art.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I bet buying her book would help.
Buy her books. Buy her things.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic.
It takes so much effort to be that nasty.
That's what I don't
so
like. Just
get it.
don't. Just don't. It'll be easier for you and everybody else. Just don't do it.
If I see an artist's work online and I don't like it, I go about my day.
I literally just scroll on.
Keep scrolling.
You know how most social media has a like
that wasn't
button?
made for me.
Yeah.
You don't gotta like that.
Yeah.
You don't gotta do that.
Don't tap
Doesn't
the like
mean
button.
You got, yeah.
That's
don't
all you
tap
gotta
the like
do.
button. Scroll past.
It wasn't
Go
for
ahead.
me, and I
Go on.
move on.
It'll be okay.
Yeah. Take a deep breath, everybody.
I feel
Touch
like
some grass.
touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what else really I can say about It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth other than it is one of my all-time favorite graphic novels.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a hard read. It is a difficult sit. But it's one of my favorite sits. It's not something that I think I would revisit often, but it will always have sort of a place in my heart with just like the sequential storytelling, the hyper detailed style, not one of the hyper detailed styles of which there are many in the book. She also uses like collage, and she'll use different fabric patterns and stuff in her artwork. Some of it seems cut and paste. It's just so evocative.
Yeah.
And just a hell of an experience. I love that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so fantastic. So cathartic. I think Ray said that about her art, that it was cathartic, and that's it. It's just, I don't know. And we know we said this already. It's brave. Like, I am not an artist, but I would definitely feel vulnerable putting like, a journal out of my most depressive episode that I've ever been in.
Yes.
I definitely, like, I've gone back and in my teenage bedroom and read some of my like journals from back then.
Oh my God. This just happened to me. Go on.
And I'm like, oh, never sees the light of day. Like, tamp it down. I'm not showing anyone right? That's the feeling you
Oh
want.
my God. Yeah.
She was brave enough to put hers out there, but
Yeah.
hers is probably a lot
better.
mine.
Yeah. Because we're moving, I was just going through my old journals and sketchbooks and stuff, and I must have started fucking 15 different journals throughout my years, and I would just stop and like kind of flip and go, oh.
Right?
And like the rest of the book would be like either sketch paper that is still usable or note paper that's still usable, because I would start one, never finish it, and just put it aside and then
You
start
can't
another
even
one.
look at it anymore. You're like,
Ugh.
I don't even want to open you.
And so I would just rip out the actual pages that I wrote on and keep the rest and be like,
Yeah.
well, maybe I can use this rest of this sheet paper later.
Yeah.
So it's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so
God,
vulnerable.
it's so cringy. And yeah. I would never want anyone to read it.
Right.
Ever. Let alone be like, oh yeah, let's publish it. Let's publish thousands of copies and give them out. I guess not give them
But
out.
people
Sell them.
loved it.
Yeah,
We
they loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, not to make it about myself, but when I said the thing about being an artist, I think my hesitancy is that art to me is like this work that she's put out.
Mm-hmm.
It is personal. It is brave. It attempts to deal with something that the creator may not be able to deal with in any other way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I make pet portraits, commissions like of superheroes sometimes, and like funny t-shirts, like designs and stuff. Whereas I think an artist, that's why I call myself an illustrator. I illustrate, but what I do, I don't believe I engage in art itself. Whereas this, I look at something like this and I'm like, that is an artist who has birthed something into the world that is important, touches people in a very specific way that helps them through their day or through their month or through their entire life. And that is one of the things that sticks with me about this particular piece. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would like to be this brave. It's hard, you know?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I want you to know, someone who is not an artist at all. I see you as an artist because you have a whole shop where you sell your own T-shirts. You make your own stuff. And that's brave.
Thank you.
It's-
Thank you. Yeah.
Your T-shirts.
I'm the best.
your,
You've convinced me.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Nailed it.
Your T-shirts make my day better.
Oh, thanks.
I love my horror
Dylan, say
T-shirts.
something nice about me. Go.
I love my ELGLES Eagles shirt.
Yeah.
When I was walking down Main Street, I saw that. I was like, I want that.
Art.
That is art.
That is art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Pink. Hi, Pink. Pink is in the chat. You can't get personal and brave out of an AI request pass off as art.
True.
That's true. I am better than AI art. AI art.
Yes.
I want to do one that says plagiarism, but with AI in it.
Oh,
Right?
I like that. That's
Deep.
brave.
Pretty fun. Yeah, that is art.
Yeah. It's like a Banksy.
I'm
like a Banksy.
basically a Banksy.
I've never seen you two in the same room.
That's true. I'm not a Banksy. No, I'm not Banksy. I'm a Banksy.
A Banksy. Yeah.
I am the art that a Banksy would make.
Yeah.
True.
All right. So, listen, if we haven't convinced you yet, suck it. Go buy this book.
Go buy
really
it.
good.
Read it.
Yeah.
Where can they buy
Yeah,
this
content
book?
warning. It is heavy.
Oh yeah. Oh, where can you buy it? You can buy it at Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located
I
at
bought it.
4327 Main Street. So that happened, and then this happened. She put out another mini-series last year, which is called / Back to School. It's a 4-issue mini from, I don't remember who publishes / Was it Image?
I want
It
to
is
say
Image.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's from 2023 to 2024. So Alice and I are big horror fans.
Yeah.
And we like us some horror comic books as well. And when I heard that Zoe Thorogood, I think very recently after just reading It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth, I heard that she was going to be doing a hack slash miniseries, which surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
I did a double take. I was like, oh, that's a very interesting sort of follow-up project. And I was very curious about it. So, hack slash. Dylan, have you heard of hack slash?
I did when you sent me the graphics of the show.
Today.
Yes.
Wonderful.
A few hours ago.
So before right now, yeah, I have heard of it.
So
yeah,
Hack Slash is an indie comic by Tim Seeley and Stefano Caselli, I think was one of the original artists on it. And it very much has the vibes of specifically 80s slasher movies with not only the gore and violence and all that other sort of murdery stuff, but also I think the TNA of the time. So growing up in the 80s, you could not watch a horror movie that didn't have butts and boobies. So yeah, this is very evocative of that. It very specifically tries to speak to that sort of almost grindhousey aesthetic.
Yeah.
And it sounded like it would really be up my alley. I was like, oh my God, I like boobs and butts and murders, slasher movies
All together?
Oh my God. And then I picked it up and I thought, this is fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is okay. The series itself, I've dipped in here and there throughout the years because it's been going for a very long time.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 15 years at this point. And the cool thing, well, I think one of the things that detracted from it originally is that it was doing a thing that a lot of horror comics do, is that they can't use IP that we know and love. Freddy,
Right.
Jason, Chucky, etc. And so what I really wanted, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to forget you.
I'm just kidding.
Ghost Billy.
He just comes to the door.
But trips over everything on his way because he's very clumsy.
He's a high school kid. A dorky little high school guy.
It's true.
They're gonna be so mad at me.
I'm so mad at me.
That's
I always
Stu,
think
not
of
Billy.
this too.
Yeah.
She's
No
no Sharon
Sharon
Stone.
That's what I
All right, so this is the portion of the show where Alice just acts out the entirety of Scream.
Show Scream.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So anyway, yeah, that's all that is to say that like I think the series is fine. It has eventually got so big that they were able to actually have some of those characters in it. Like there is a hack slash versus Chucky.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I haven't gotten to yet. It makes me want to go and like catch up.
Right.
So anyway, Cassie Hack is the main character. She is a high schooler in a Catholic high schooler uniform.
Yep.
Of course. And her mother is the lunch lady of the school. And she comes to find out that her mother, the lunch lady, is also the lunch lady who is a serial killer. Now, there is a difference in this universe between slashers and killers. Mm-hmm. Killers are just Dylan kills some people and then Cassie kills them.
Dylan.
Classic Dylan.
It's gonna rat me out like
Dude,
that.
Oh, sorry.
For the whole internet.
Spoiler alert. It was Dylan. And then slashers are people like Jason and Freddy who have supernatural elements and can keep coming back. Mm-hmm. And so her job, after finding out that her mother was a slasher, was she a killer or a slasher? It's been a while. I forget.
She's a slasher.
She is a
I believe.
slasher.
Yeah.
Once she dispatches her, she just kind of makes it her job to hunt down killers and slashers. Mm-hmm. And she has a sidekick named Vlad, like the Impaler. Mm-hmm. But he's basically a Jason Voorhees. Yes. So he's like, I don't know, 7.5 feet tall, gray, bald, I think. And wears like a hockey mask.
Yeah.
But has very limited vocabulary. But otherwise, he's basically like a Jason Voorhees that helps her out.
Reminded me like how they did Red Ennis in The Nasty for the Labor Day. Yeah, I loved The Nasty.
If you haven't read The Nasty, it's another horror 80s 80s vibed horror comic.
80s, yeah, 80s, yeah, 80s.
About
90s,
video
yeah.
nasties
Oh, so good.
in Scotland, I want to say, in the
Yes.
80s. Very fun comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think we talked about.
I was
going to
say we did an episode on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. What did you think of /Back to School?
So I'm really enjoying. I'm still in the middle of it.
Mhm.
I think I just started the third chapter.
3rd of 4 issues. Yeah.
Third, yeah. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm definitely going to be continuing to read it. I love Zoe Thorogood's art, obviously. And we were talking about it on the way here. I love the way she draws gore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cartoony, but disgusting.
But gross still.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Eyes popping out. And like, it's very, very good.
And very detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I've read some of the original /, I had similar thoughts to you. I was like, I thought I'd be more into this than I am. I'm still willing to give it a shot. Like maybe I just need to go in again.
It
fresh
seems
eyes.
so up my alley that I
know.
feel obligated to like try it until I like it.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
it must
everything
be me.
I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with me.
It's not I'm the problem.
Yeah.
But I've really been enjoying this run of it, and I'm definitely gonna finish it. It might be my poppin' for next week if I finish it.
To finish this series.
This series and talk about it.
I also have just started issue. We meant to listen. We didn't know what we were going to do for the peek behind the sausage curtain. We didn't know what we were going to do for this episode because Noel wasn't going to be here. And if Noel's not here, we don't know what we're doing. We miss you. But we were like, Ray, the aforementioned Ray, was like, oh, why don't you talk about Zoe Thorogood's books? And we're like, oh my God, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And so we meant to finish this in time for tonight. And then both of us had such busy, crazy, chaotic weeks that neither of us finished it. Now, my wife, Sushan, was going to join us here tonight. But we had some snafus with our son. He's wonderful. He's fine. But just a lot was going on. So she felt like she needed to stay home. Yeah. He be toddling. And Sushan was like, I got to watch this guy toddle. It's awesome. So
Toddling is great.
Yeah. She's like, I can go do a show or I could watch him toddle. So she had to stay home. She had an hour break today. She read all 4 issues. She was primed and ready to be here to go. Neither of us did it. So be ashamed.
I am.
So yeah, we didn't finish it, either of us.
We were both at like the same point. We met up and was like, did you finish it?
Just
nope.
got up
Did
to
you
this
finish
page. Oh my God, me too. So yeah. That being said,
I was into the Frog Boy bit.
the Frog Boy bit. The thing about this series that doesn't seem to be systemic of the whole series is that it feels very disjointed and it jumps from thing to thing very quickly. And I think that's just because this particular mini series, which has a great idea, I love the idea of it is about a month since she dispatched her own mother.
Yeah.
And is sort of just kind of like living, she's kind of homeless and just traveling around with Vlad and taking care of slashers and killers. And then she gets kind of drafted into an underground slasher hunter school.
Yeah.
So it's like a Hogwarts for, I guess they're all women, aren't they? Yeah, for girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a whole.
Except for Vlad.
They let him in.
They let him in. He stays in
chill.
he stays in the back though. There's like a separate house he stays in. They're like, I don't want him in the house.
So it's basically like an all-girl Hogwarts for women who hunt down and kill killers. Yeah. Which I think is really fun. Yeah. And each issue deals with a different case that they're sent on. Yeah. Because they also have a whole board that they pull out, and there's all these slashers that they've taken care of, and they're sort of like keeping track of like who's winning and all that other sort of stuff. And it's just kind of a romp. Yeah. You know? There's
one overarching big bad that they're trying to find, which is one of the slashers that's like taking over children and making children kill their families. Yeah.
That's the cold open is basically this child murdering their own parents.
Insidious. Movie Insidious.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That was a surprisingly good one.
Surprisingly good. Insidious 2, not so much. I didn't love Insidious 2.
I didn't watch it. Everyone told me not to.
Yeah, it wasn't as good. Some of the kills were great, but like, Yeah. But yeah, it was very Insidious, like where like a slasher is taking over these children and they commit familicide and kill everybody. But like
they commit what?
Familicide.
Familicide?
Yes.
Or familicide?
I say familicide.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
It's more Italian that way. Familicide. Familicide. Yeah. Murder your mama. Sorry. Go on.
Dominic DeCoco.
Gorlami. So go ahead.
Shit, I forgot.
Yeah, you threw us off track.
So the overarching big bad is who they're hunting throughout.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, each issue there's another slasher that they're trying to find because they get put on like assignments.
Yeah.
Each morning they basically like, all right, you're supposed to be researching this person. We found a lead, like you're going with this team to hunt this slasher. And issue 2 is a cool one where they find a man basically literally cut in half in front of his computer, like strung up.
Yeah.
Again, the great cartoonish graphic nature of it. And then they get sucked into the computer portal and like the video game that he was basically playing before he died, and they find the slasher that way, jumping through different. I thought that was neat. There's a fun little panel where they're all 8-bit for a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cute. This is really cute. I like.
Yeah, it's like Frogger style graphics.
Yeah, that's
they've
the
been
Frog
sucked
Boy
into.
issue.
Yeah,
That's
Frog
the Frog Boy video game.
Yeah, but that's what's kind of fun about it is that I kind of, at first I was like, this is jarring. This is weird. All of a sudden we're like jumping into a video game. Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were kind of doing that. But I think the fun of it is when I turn the page of a Zoe Thorogood joint, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the fun of it, right?
You're on
For
the
me.
edge of your seat.
On the edge of my seat.
On the edge of your seat.
So yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. What did you think?
Oh,
So far?
everything that you just said, I agree with. I want to finish it. And I think if this was the series, right? If this was the conceit of the series, this all-girl slasher school, slasher killer school, I think I would be more into it.
Yeah.
Because having all these girls, these other, what would you call them? Co-stars, B characters, to hang out with and bounce her off of.
Yeah.
Instead of just Vlad. Vlad's not enough for me. Vlad, while it's a cute idea of like this guy who doesn't really speak well and is basically a Jason Voorhees.
But like a cuddly Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I'd snuggle him.
Unless you're a slasher.
Yeah.
Slashers, yeah.
I think if it had these characters in it more often, I'd be more interested in it.
There are some interesting characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that whole conceit is such a fun thing to me. And I think that's what it is the series itself doesn't feel fun enough. It's taking it's hard to describe because it's not taking itself too seriously, but it's also not fun enough to keep me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I get
So yeah, the thing about this was, this would be cool if this is what we're going to be doing now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she's joined this school and now moving forward with this series.
Yeah, I would read the shit out of more of this.
Yeah. However, this takes place long ago.
Yeah.
Right? So this takes place right after her first interaction with her mom, who was a slasher.
Yeah.
And we know that this is not where it goes.
She even says in the beginning that's the only slasher that she's killed because she meets the headmistress, I guess, for lack of a better term, of the school and is like, I've killed one slasher. She was my mom. And she's like, all right, come join us. And I loved that character. She's fascinating.
Yeah, she's cool.
She used to star in slasher movies. And then a slasher attacked the slasher movie she was in and she killed that slasher. It's so meta.
Like
cool.
a slasher got offended that they were making a movie about slashers and not doing it right.
Yeah. And there's a panel in that too where we're introduced to this character and she has an eye patch. And then in that flashback, she has 2 eyes.
Yeah.
And the slasher slowly slits her eyelids open. But she had been in the middle of a scene where she was like tied up.
Yeah.
So there's a moment where she's tied up and she looks at like the panel and like she's looking at you through her eyelid slit. And it's gross, but it's the cartoonish gore. And I'm like, oh, that's a subtle detail where you can see like her pupil looking at you through the slit in her eyelids.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Yeah. So I'm excited to read the last 2 issues. And then I'm going to try again to go back and visit Hack Slash, the series itself. So one of the, I think I brought this up on the last episode to Yoda. He didn't have much to say about it. About female characters. So part of, I think, the thing about Hack Slash, the series by Tim Seeley, is most of the artists and the writers are men. And they're doing the thing that a lot of people go after slasher movies for, which is its treatment of women and nudity and agency and all these other conversations that we've been having ever since. And I kind of felt that about / the comic book, even though that's specifically what it's doing, right? It's like, it's a pastiche of that.
Yes.
But it's not doing it in a way that's like referential in a way that says I don't know about this. It's more like
Yeah.
the boobies, you like those. But here we have Zoe Thorogood, and as I'm reading it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of male gaze artwork in this story that Zoe Thorogood, who I think identifies as a woman, is drawing. And so I thought that was a neat thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's one character in this bit that's like very hypersexual.
Yes. And when they first show up,
Boo.
they're upside Boo Boo.
Boo, I think. Yeah.
When they first show up, she's upside down,
Yeah.
being held by a tentacle monster.
Yes.
And she's wearing a schoolgirl outfit, and
Yeah.
her skirt is hanging down, and it's just a panty shot.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure how old that character was supposed to be because they're in a schoolgirl uniform.
We learn in the issue that we both just started, she's 21.
There we go. Thank you.
She turns 21 and buys them all beer.
But like the way Zoe Thorogood draws the characters is like I can't tell how old they're supposed to be until they say it.
Yeah.
So it's a little uncomfortable. I'm like, that's strange.
And
I
even
feel like I should see that person's underwear.
some of the things she says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's also very the Born Yesterday trope,
Yeah.
right? She's all very ditzy and silly and
Talking about a lot of graphic sexual things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very dumb.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. Did it bother you at all? Or you're just like,
I don't, because I had the same reaction of you, because it wasn't a man writing this. So I was like, what is this? Like, she seems charming still.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was still like she's part of their group, like I don't know.
She's beloved, right?
Yeah,
she's
yeah. She's
like
part
a
of their
fun part
group.
of their tribe.
You see
Yeah.
her fighting, and she's
Mhm.
badass, and I'm just like, I just don't get her, but I'm like intrigued. I'm like,
Yeah. But like, the rest of the series is like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, I don't really have any other thoughts other than that, other than like, that's neat.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the tentacle monster thing. But
Yeah.
definitely it was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And they even make a joke, was like, oh, we can't let her use the computer anymore. Like,
Yeah. There is a cute scene when they go to the stripper, the strip club, and the one girl is very gulp.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, the boobies and butts.
Boobies and butts.
So anyway, let us know. Did you guys read Hack/? Are you Hack/ fans? Did you read Zoe Thorogood's Hack/? The other things I didn't.
Are you hack slashing?
Are you currently hacking and
slinging
slashing?
Slasher from SpongeBob?
What was I going to say? There were other things that I did not know about Zoe Thorogood's life and times. She did number 3 of Creepshow Volume 2.
I haven't read Volume 2 yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I want to go read her Creepshow.
I loved Creepshow Volume 1. I thought.
She also did a little mini story in Harley Quinn Black, White, and Redder number 4 called Harley Quinn and the 7 Sidekicks.
That I knew.
And then she did, so Ice Cream Man is another Image horror anthology series where the Ice Cream Man himself, I only read the first issue, feels kind of like a Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a shapeshifter, but he usually takes the form of an ice cream man.
Oh, trying to get the kids.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's been going for at least 43 issues because she has one in issue 43, which I was surprised that it's got that much leg to it. So she did something in that. And then she also did Life is Strange Forget Me Not. Did you ever play Life is Strange?
I know of it. I didn't play it.
Yeah,
I had friends who played it,
yeah.
so I know the story. Yeah, I didn't know
My friend
that.
Kira played it.
Yeah.
And got me to play a little bit of it. Like I put it on my phone and played it a little bit, but then I
Yeah.
didn't stick with it. But yeah, worked on that comic book.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, she's been doing a ton of stuff. I just didn't really know all of these. But it makes me want to go seek a lot of this out. I really want to read her first one, Impending Blindness of Billy Scott.
I know. I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my comic book provider, and it was out of print, so.
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
She also co-created the character of Spider UK, Zarina Zahari, together with Ram Z for Marvel Comics.
I didn't know that.
Me neither. She created a Spider-Man.
I feel like she just worked on something DC that was it was like a Joker Black Canary thing.
Well, she did a variant cover for Birds of Prey.
That might be what
It's
it
the
was.
last issue of Birds of Prey, and
Yeah.
it's got Black Canary, another butt-centric illustration. She seems thirsty. There it is.
There it
yeah.
is.
But yeah,
Another cover for DC. It's the April Fool's Day variant starring Black Canary and the Joker, and it looks like Joker replaced Black Canary shampoo with green hair dye. And dyed
womp
hair green.
womp.
Yeah.
Somebody thought that was a Snot Girl cover
Oh
because
my
of the
God.
green hair.
Oh my!
Yeah. But anyway, I think she's really great. I hope she does lots more work, and I will probably be reading all of it.
Yeah.
So, man,
Yeah,
she's only
definitely.
26, and she's already made quite an impression. And she's only been
Yeah.
working since 2019. So,
Oh my God! I didn't
Awesome.
realize she was that young.
yeah, I hope things start going well for her
Yeah.
because it's a bummer.
Yeah, I know. She's
Yeah.
going through a tough time, and she's beautifully expressing it through art. I think, and
Mm-hmm.
it's cathartic and painful, but it's I don't know.
Is
It's-
that her on the back of the cosplaying as Cassie Hack?
Is that her?
I think so.
I thought it was. Yeah,
Seems
that's
like it
cool.
might be. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, if you guys haven't tried it out, go check out The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott, Lonely at the Center of the Earth, and / Back to School. If you're looking for just like some fun gore, / is a good time. But if you're looking for something to
Cry about,
give you the sads,
or just feel
The
seen.
poignant-
if you're in a
the
sad
poignant
and you
sads.
want, sometimes
Yeah.
you just you need some catharsis.
like, she gets me.
Sometimes you just need a good cry.
Yeah. Anything else before we split?
No,
Yoda, you good? You good? Chill?
no, he just started talking.
Dylan,
What up?
thanks.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And we, you know what? People don't get in the chat if Noel's not here. I think that's it.
Damn.
Only Pink. Nobody else. You sons
Thanks,
of bitches.
Pink.
Love you guys. Oh wait, she just sent she just sent a little heart emoji.
Heart back out.
Thanks, Pink.
Thank you for your support.
You probably got here late, but we did read your email. So go restart.
Loved it. That was a roller
That was
coaster.
that was awesome.
Email, I
The
loved
fun of it was neither of us had read the email ahead of time.
I know.
Which sometimes
I was
did.
reacting
And so I was like,
I was like,
wait, what happened? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk at you later. Doot.
bye.
Yo, John!